Performing day 2 operations and updates is easy with Pallet. Common day 2 operations from RBAC and namespace management to backup restore, security and penetration testing, and others are all provided out of the box, essentially as a service so that your organization can save time and gain operational efficiencies. All day 2 operations and capabilities are supported for both new clusters provisioned through Pallet, as well as existing clusters that have been imported into Pallet. Pallet provides native backup and restore capabilities for Kubernetes clusters. A backup will archive any designated resources and persistent volumes to a compatible data store, such as Amazon S3 or an Azure Blob Storage. To initiate a backup, go to the cluster details page and switch to the Backups tab, and then click on the Backup Now. Specify properties such as the backup name, backup location, the expiration of the backup, and others. If you don't want persistent volumes to be backed up, uncheck the Include All Disks, and also you can specify which namespaces are going to be backed up, or leave the default to back up all namespaces. And finally, click on the Create Backup to trigger the backup. A backup can take a couple of minutes depending on the quantity and size of the persistent volumes. Backups can also be scheduled to run on a nightly, weekly, or even on a custom schedule. After a successful backup, the backup can be restored to any Kubernetes cluster managed by Pallet. This could be the source cluster where the backup was initiated from, or a completely different cluster, even a cluster of a different cluster technology. Maintaining a good security posture is now important more than ever as Kubernetes runs your critical business applications. Pallet provides a number of different tools to ensure that your Kubernetes clusters are conformant to spec, that proper security configuration and guidelines are followed, and even validates security by running penetration tests against your clusters. All of these scans are available from the Scans tab within a cluster. Scans can be triggered ad hoc, perhaps after a major upgrade of Kubernetes. In this instance, we'll trigger a new security scan. Depending on the type of scan, it might take anywhere from a couple of minutes to a couple of hours. The scan results are viewable directly from the console, such as a number of failures and passes and so on. The results can also be downloaded either as a PDF or a CSV format. The penetration and conformance scans are also triggered in a similar fashion, and the results can also be viewed either in the console or downloaded. And all 3 scans can be scheduled on a nightly, weekly, or a custom schedule. Pallet provides these common day 2 operational capabilities out of the box, reducing the time and knowledge required for your Kubernetes operations.